Hello, this is Jamie Menagerie. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. And let's get started. Now I'm going to be using one of the little bears that I showed you how to make in the previous video. I have a piece of Designer Series paper. This is last year's wrapped in plaid, but there's some nice new plaid in this year's catalog that would be nice for this. And this is 2 inches by 5.5 inches. I have a piece of soft seafoam, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5, and I have a piece of gold foil that I cut out of the second to the largest of the stitch shape dies. I have a card base, which is the thick, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. And I used the Menagerie mix-up and Menagerie dies to create my little critter. And again, I did that in a previous video, so let's get started. I'm also going to be using some little gems that I colored with blends in another video that I just had, and I'm going to, well, I might as well just go ahead and do that first off. There it is, my pokey tool go. I'm going to add them for the eyes on this little gentleman. I just think I added just a little bit of something else to him. There you go. Just gives him a little bit of some, see the little blingy eyes? It just makes him fun. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, let's push this aside. This is a really simple card. I took this Ho Ho Ho, and what stamp set was that from? Hold on a minute and I'll be right back with you and tell you. That's from this Perfectly Plaid stamp set. It's carried over from last season. And I have 2 ink pads, Mint Macaroon and Merry Merlot. I'm going to use the Merry Merlot first. Make sure it's right side up. I'll take the sticker off of here and place this on here about where I want it. Probably could glue it on, but I'd rather just leave it. And I'm going to divide this into those 3 quadrants, and I'm going to stamp this with the Merry Merlot right on where that line would be for the top 3rd quadrant. Okay, then I'm going to wash this ink pad off, or stamp off. Bring in my chamois. This one I cut in half so I have smaller portable pieces. And then I'm going to come in with the Mint Macaron. Move my little guy so I don't get ink on him. And I'm going to stamp just below it. And continue down the page. Try to keep a good interval. It didn't come out, so let's see if I can line it up again. Take your time so you get a good inking. This would probably be a good candidate to put in the Stamparatus to use the hinge tool. I just did it this way. And I'm going to do a couple above it. Okay. And I'm going to bring in my adhesive. Oops, it doesn't matter which one I use. I got stuff flying all over my desk. I'm going to adhere this plaid piece. I'm going to try and leave the space between the edge here and the edge here close to the same. Make sure it's straight. Okay. I'm bring in my gold foil. I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. Add 3 dimensionals on the back of this. Okay, then I'm going to put that. Now this is this third, so I'm going to put this in this section here. That third, I want it to be coming off of this strip a little bit into the ho-ho-hos. I'm going to come in with my bear. I've already put dimensionals on the back of him because I used one to hold those pieces in. Excuse me, sorry about that. Take the rest of these backs off of this. Hopefully you guys can't hear the noise that's going on outside. I do have windows shut today, so one of the drawbacks with living in the city. And this is going to go on here. I want it a little bit towards the left. Okay, and this is going to get adhered to the front of our card. I could have just used a card base, but I like to use less paper. There we go. There's the card we just made together. It's really a simple one, but it's quite effective. And here's the one I did previously. Well, thanks for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.